Jules57 said yes.
All right, so.
At Jules Draws said, yeah, people need to stop being jerks today. It's awful.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. We're back again.
Sarah Cam 7808 said, hit us with it, Goose.
I almost called it an evening there, but
At best,
one of two things happened.
Said, yeah, but I waited for so long and didn't get to talk like Brew.
Well, I'm here now. One of two things happened. It looks. I wasn't able to read through all the notifications there all at the same time. Let me make sure I get the right view going on here. It looks like the horizontal got shut down the first time because there was a lot of crap going on, and someone reported it as a unsafe or uncool or something like that. The stream got reported in the horizontal, which is why the horizontal went away, and then the vertical was up there. And then I just got a notification that someone was trying to access my channel, and I'm not entirely sure if it was me trying to access my channel because I was logging in a bunch of different ways. So that's a possibility, or it's just been one of those nights where everything's going wrong and someone was trying to hack my channel. I got a notification on my phone. It said someone's trying to log in. And is it you? And I said no, because I wasn't trying to log in at that exact moment. And then I closed everything and logged back in. It did let me in. So I feel like a couple things happened all at once right there. I feel like we got one stream shut down because someone was being a dink, and someone decided to be a baby about it and cry and complain and report the stream, which is kind of lame because this is a pretty safe place, man. I'm just having fun, a good time, and someone going to report the stream. That's not super awesome. I don't know what to do about that. I like doing these things alone. I like having the ability to talk to you guys and have
miles more per gallon of gas than a car with automatic shift.
I missed that one. Have this stuff. You know, it's
Jules
been a lot
Ross said that's stupid. I wish people could just be kind.
It's been a lot of work for me to set up these things so I can interact with you guys. That I can have the text reading the comments to me. I can hear what's going on. I can talk to you guys, and the phone calls as well. I like doing that. So I mean, if we can, again, I'm not gonna lecture everybody, but I mean, at some point I might have to assign another moderator because Brooks can't be here all the time. But that kind of takes, I like being independent. I like knowing that I can do this when I want and not have to rely on someone else. I thought the community would be able to handle that. Not really. I'm not blaming the community. Someone came in and caused some issues tonight, which
Goose, why am I so hungry right now?
Was not fantastic.
Folded hands emoji.
I did tell Banana what was going on.
Rust said that's just crazy.
She actually said, she's like, I'd be cool if you wanted to just wrap that up so we could go do something together. It's 8:11. I told her I'd probably go till like 8:30 or something. So, I'll put a smile on. Let me fire off the intro again. I'll do the intro. I'll do the music. We'll start all over again.
Welcome to the Blind Surfer Show.
Hello, we're back. It's the Blind Surfer Show. I'm Pete, as it says in the lights behind my head. Steve is here. He's asleep next to me. Maybe you guys can see him in that other side camera. We had a lot of people in the comments. I don't know if we're going to have a lot more right now because we had to start this thing 3 times. First time kicked off for fighting and someone reporting it. Second time, it looked like someone was trying to hack my channel, which was weird. But thankfully, I have 2-factor authentication, so we took care of that. And now I'm back again, and talking to you guys.
It's early for you guys. For me, it's 11.
Ooh, 11. So you're 3 hours ahead. So you're probably in the East Coast, somewhere around there.
Goose of Knowledge asks time.
Goose of Knowledge, dropping all sorts of knowledge tonight.
Lingo Lingo 1324 said yeah.
I wonder if Brooks came back in, and if he's going to be able to moderate.
7 said calls PLS.
All right, I'll get to the calls in a second. Sorry, I had to rant a little bit there about everything that was going on. 760-517-6844. Hey, look at that! I do stuff by request. You guys asked for me to take the phone calls. I am taking the phone calls. Thank you for your patience. Who's this?
At Silver Moon Roses 5.
Sorry, I had the text-to-speech on. Who's this?
Let me take the speaker off because I was on hold for a while.
Sorry about that. There was a lot going on.
It's LT.
Oh, what's going on, LT? Thanks for calling tonight and sticking through all the nonsense.
I actually got to turn you off because you're got a delay on me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, a little bit.
Other than that, what is going on?
I don't know. I'm gonna have some research to do after this is over. Try and figure out the hack situation. Try and figure out if I actually have a. Could you imagine that this channel gets a community violation? Like if that's a thing. Like out of all the channels on YouTube, if I get some sort of a violation because someone got in a fight, that just seems unfair.
I would assume it would be your the way you word your videos. I thought that would be more crazy than what your actual account is, because anybody that watched your videos knows already.
Yeah. I think, I mean, it was obviously something that was going on right here in this live. I don't know if I want to take the time to go back and review the chat log or anything, but whatever. We'll get
I think
past
it's just
that.
a troll.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just surprised that one troll can get me booted. But at least my permissions didn't get taken away permanently. Like I'm here, I'm back. So we shall move on, and you can tell me an entertaining story. What's going on tonight, LT?
Nothing much, just preparing for that storm. Like you're going to hear that a lot, because I think a lot of us are. I'm up in North Texas, if you don't remember.
Yeah.
But I already have a lot of supplies because I'm from Florida, where I'm just used to getting hit by hurricanes, so I just know to keep food and power supplies ready.
Yeah, I mean, how often does it, like, how often do you get a storm like this coming through North Texas? Not that often, right?
I've only been here a year, and we had one bad storm, but it was all the way out in April, and where we got like 19 inches of snow. It was like one freak storm in the middle of spring.
I used to hate that when, like, you think, when I was living in Boston, you think you've made it past like the bad part. You're like, all right, I got through winter. I'm dragging the nice the outdoor furniture back outside. It's gonna be cool, and then boom, you get dumped on one. We had one when I was in college, April 1st. It was an April 1st storm, and we got like 2.5 feet in Boston that day, and it was just totally unexpected. Those are always a nice, good kick in the pants.
Yeah, here it's very dry. Like it's pretty much a desert where I live.
Yeah, well,
desert. We have one. It's almost. There's a lot of farmland, but there's no water around, so they got to get the water from underground. So it's basically a desert. You have to. When I go to sleep, I got to have a bottle of water next to me because it's so dry here.
Oh man, that's. I remember in Massachusetts, it would get so dry in the winter. I'm voice acting all day, every day. The air was so dry in the winter in Boston that halfway through my day, my throat would start to get like really ragged. And like you, I'd just keep water. I would guzzle water all day, just keep my vocal cords hydrated. Out here, I'm like right next to the ocean, so it's like 43 to 60% humidity all the time, so that's not a problem. I will try and get to a few more of the phone calls. I'm going to pop back into the chat, see if anything's going on in there. Like I said, for anybody that's like just joining this one, you're going to be like, why are you doing like a half-hour stream? Well, I already did 2 before this. We had a lot going on, so just taking some phone calls and talking to you guys before we wrap it up for the evening. Hey, who's this?
Oh, hi.
Hey.
This is Hayden from North Carolina.
Hayden, what's going on from North Carolina? That's Brooks's home state. I'm curious if he popped into the chat again to rescue me or not. What's going on for you this evening?
Preparing for a environmental test tomorrow.
Oh, really? Are you college or high school?
High school.
You do environmental sciences in high school?
Yeah, it's AP.
That's kind of cool. Is that something that you are interested in?
No, I'm more interested in music, but I have to do it for college credit.
They make you do everything. Are you in a band? What is your interest in music?
I want to produce for myself in the future, hopefully.
I've produced 3 albums, my own albums, through my band Penthouse J. I found something insanely satisfying producing my albums and making them sound the way that I wanted and really getting in the minutia of every little track and every little bit. But I did notice that once I went through that experience of mixing my own albums, I had a really hard time listening to other music and just listening to it like a casual listener. Like I listen to everything now how it's produced. Have you gone through that experience?
Yeah, I've started to feel that way whenever I listen to some of my favorite music. It's like I can't think about anything other than like the mechanical standpoint of it.
Yeah, that drives Banana crazy. She likes like jam bands like Fish and Grateful Dead, and she's like, it's just a vibe, it's just a vibe. And like I get that, but then when I listen to, I'm not a huge fan of Linkin Park per se, but like the production on what they do is really amazing. And then I listen to stuff like from the 70s, like if you listen to Led Zeppelin and realize they didn't even have they didn't have digital, like they didn't have nearly the technology that we do now, and they were able to put like these amazing sounding tracks together. And then instead of just listening to the lyrics and being involved in the mood, I'm like, wow, listen to how good that guitar sounds. It really kind of messed with the way I listen to music.
Right.
Do
Are
you
there any bands like that you like your top, like maybe 2 or 3?
my musical tastes change quite a bit. I get like bored with I like over listen to bands. I'm like recircling to a lot of the stuff that I used to listen to in the 90s right now. Like I'm back on listening to Stone Temple Pilots. I've got Alice in Chains and Jane's Addiction in rotation, and I'm really like re-enjoying Nirvana. And I'd let all that stuff go. I'd taken it out of my rotation for a while. I was listening to like a lot of hip hop. I was getting into EDM for a while because it was good for my workouts. But I've been really enjoying and listening to Soundgarden and Audioslave, both Chris Cornell things. I'm really enjoying that music right now. What's your genre? What do you like to listen to?
Well, it's more of like a combination of a lot of different stuff. It's really just whatever what sounds good. I add it all to a playlist, and then I find whatever I want to listen to at the moment. But my top favorite band of all time is 21 Pilots.
Okay, I need to get into them more. Like when it comes on the radio, I do generally like their music, but I've never like really sat down and listened to them beginning to end.
No, yeah, it's great. They released a new album last year. It's been all I've listened to.
So you don't get tired. Like I guess I used to back in the day when I'd go to the record store and buy a CD. You just listen to that CD like front to back. I'd buy a new Beastie Boys CD and I'd listen to all the songs from that thing. Stone Temple Pilots, and I'd like listen to the whole thing again and again. These days, because of Pandora and Apple Music and Spotify and everything, I really like the variety. I like it going from like one band to another and like from one genre to another.
Right.
Can you listen to 21 Pilots just like straight through and not get bored with it?
I have an entire playlist of just their whole discography that whenever I'm at school, it's 7 hours long. I will listen to it front to back, and they're the only band that I can do that with. My dad introduced them to me when I was like 6.
All right.
And ever since then, that was like 10 years ago. Ever since then, I've just been stuck on 21 Pilots. So the only band I can actually listen to completely straight through. Everybody else, though, it's like I pick out 1 or 2 songs that I like the most, and that's all I can do.
Yeah, I mean that just wasn't an option back when I was in the 90s, like in high school. Like we had 5 disc changers. You could put like 5 CDs in there, and it would randomly shuffle. It would do the Pearl Jam one, then it would do a Soundgarden one. And it was kind of funny. You'd hear the whole thing going, and then it would like grab one of the songs. It was a little pokey, but like, hey, look at that! I'm like making my own mixtape. I wish you the best of luck in your test tomorrow, and thank you for the reminder about 21 Pilots. I'm definitely gonna try and check them out. It's a band that like I know them when they come on. I'm like, oh, that's 21 Pilots, but I always forget to do it.
said Goose GPT.
There we go. There's Brooks.
At
Siffish
Frontward
one
457 said yes indeed.
Yes indeed. What are you guys talking about there in there, Brooks? Hopefully
At Iron Shark Gaming 4747 said my dad died this past Saturday.
Well, that's sad.
Having a rough time and hopped on YT.
I just popped into the
Hope
chat.
you're
and heard
doing
that.
well, blind surfer.
Yeah, man. I'm doing okay.
At the Goose of
just
Knowledge
having some
said I
issues
grant
with
you
the
chat one answer to any question.
Ooh, one answered any question.
At Dingo Link
really sorry to hear about you losing your dad. I mean, that's a lot to deal with. I don't even know how to address that, but thank you for catching the live. Obviously, it makes the issues of me getting booted a couple times not seem like such a big deal. Stuff like that, you just got to let it go because there are obviously bigger things in this world like that. So, hopefully we're providing some entertainment. We'll be sticking around for a little while longer.
At 24-7 said Dave Matthews Band, a classic group.
Dave Matthews
Heart.
Band. I don't know if I like
At
Dave
Medium
Matthews Band.
Yunkle said you sound like Optimistic Prime.
Optimistic Prime. Just
At
trying to be
Siffish
positive
one
tonight.
said what is the meaning of life at the Goose of Knowledge.
Yeah, Goose of Knowledge. If you can drop what is the meaning of life, I mean, then we can just
At
everything. We don't need to do anything else.
1324 said I thought the same thing.
I love the chat tonight. It's a bunch of.
At
I love
Dingo
how a bunch of people have.
1324 said beat me to it.
I love how a bunch of people have like followed me from the 3
At
different
Sarah
lives
Cam
that I've done tonight. Sarah, she's in here
said
too.
Brooks best me to it.
We got Dingo Lingo, we got Brooks, who's Sippish one. Goose of Knowledge has followed all 3 of these things tonight. I wonder if anybody's even in this one, but I said I'd come back. I said I'd finish it up. I'll take another phone call. 760-517-6844 is the phone number. Thank you to everybody for popping in here tonight and dealing with all this stuff. Going to the phone lines right now. Hey, who's this? Hello. Is this my first opportunity to blow someone up? I am gonna blow you up. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, you got blowed up. 760-517-6844 is the phone number. I just heard someone else popping into the line, so give them a second to get their stuff in order, and then we'll bring them up because I had to blow up the last person. Hey, who's this?
Hey, Pete. How are you?
Good.
I hope you can hear me okay.
Yeah, is this Sarah?
Yep, it is. Good evening. How are you?
Last night, I feel like we were keeping you up late. This must be like extra late for you.
Yeah, I am an old 33-year-old. I don't think that's a bit on.
I've always enjoyed, one of my favorite parts of the day is climbing into bed, just calling it the end of the evening. I kind of love that.
Absolutely. I'm in my 30s, but I just love to call the day in a day and be done with it.
Were you watching in the horizontal
okay.
or were you in the vertical during my first stream this evening when the horizontal got shut down?
Yeah, I was a little confused because, I like to go to the horizontal, but when I first came in, it looked like there was only one. So I just joined the live and then it kicked out and I just kept, just tagging along and coming back in.
Yeah, it's been a fun night. Been an interesting evening, but hey, we'll iron out all the kinks. We'll get all the mean people out of the chat, and then we'll come back with our new schedule next week. Me on Tuesdays, me Brooks and Banana on Wednesdays, and you apparently every night. So I love hearing when you're in the chat, and I love hearing your voice. And I know I've got at least one package from you, possibly 2 packages from you. It's been kind of a mildly insane week for me, but I'm gonna try and unbox those either tomorrow or Monday. And we always
it's actually 2 packages. It's from the same order, but it ended up being split. It's all good. They're all of a similar vein. So when you're
last night
unboxing it, I'm pretty sure you'll figure it out.
After the show last night, we actually finished off the second bag of the Buc-ee's toffee peanuts. And then we took the super chat money and we went down and we got the margaritas. So it was a whole evening on Sarah. And we definitely appreciate that.
What did you do, the spicy marg, or what kind of marg?
They do spicy marg. I don't. Brooks and Banana do the spicy marg. I don't even like the taste of like a lot of alcohol in my mouth. So I went with the Patron margarita, which is about as clean and simple and easy to take. So I did that. That was my drink last night.
You're not gonna face the margarita, the jalapeno seed?
No, I've done it a couple times just to be like part of the crew, and I always end up like eating the jalapeno seed, like straight up, like eat that thing. I'm like, why is my mouth on fire? And they're like, yeah, man, you actually sucked down the jalapeno. Way to go.
I was proud of you that you actually tried that Thunderbird hot sauce. I did not mean for it to be in the package. It just came as the set, but you tried it and I was proud of you. I was like,
I feel like that's most of the problem. I mean, yes, I'm a wimp with hot stuff to begin with, but also like in a blind guy unboxing, or even when I'm drinking a spicy marg and I don't expect the damn seed to be in my mouth, expectations really help. And you warned me. You're like, there's a hot thing, so I like seeked it out in the box and I like tried it and I dealt with it and I was very excited about that. It was a fun new experience, so I appreciated it.
Yeah, I actually kind of panicked when I found out it was part of the package because I didn't know how to contact you.
Oh.
And all I could think was there was somebody out there that thought, someone thought it was a good idea to send hot sauce to a blind person unawares. And I was like, I have to find a way to let them know.
No, that was super nice. And there was no fish in there, so that worked out well too. I'm always
I I
and
will not send you any fish products. I promise.
my booth is like 5 by 8. It's this little tiny booth, and a lot of times I like crack open a package and just immediately like just fills up the and literally it fills up the room, and there's no ventilation in there. So once I open a fish package, I
Yeah.
can almost guarantee that for the rest of the day, every time I go in to do my many voiceover sessions, I'm like, and there's that fish smell again. Thank you so much.
Well, that's what I was gonna say because it's so insulated, like
Yeah.
for the acoustics. So if anything gets in there, it's stuck in there.
They actually told me when I was having that room built, they said they can put in ventilation so I could have heat and air conditioning run into that room, except it ruins the soundproofing. They told me the one way, this is so interesting. I learned a lot about soundproofing. Like if you just have like a straight vent, like coming from another room, the sound will travel right through
Hmm.
that vent. However, they told me if I had a vent that had all sorts of turns, like left angle, right angle, up, down, like that would mess up sound because sound waves will bounce and not get there. So like if you want,
Uh-huh.
we can rip open your ceiling and put a vent in there that goes like 9 different directions, and then it'll, you can get the air and the heat. I'm like, well, how much extra is that going to be?
Wow.
They were like
So
15
how
or
is the temperature controlled?
it's not. It gets hot in there. Fortunately most of
Oh,
my sessions are
wow.
pretty quick, but I'm on the second floor here. I got the Adobe tile roof or the tiles on the roof. And so in the summer, when the sun's beating right down on top of the studio with those Adobe tiles, and I'm locked in that booth, like the rest of the house is nicely air conditioned. But that's why I've done a couple of videos. I'm just like in my underpants all summer doing voiceover sessions because it is way too hot in there.
Wow. Yeah, I remember a short of yours a really long time ago, and Banana was in the booth, and I remember her saying something about how hot it was
Oh
in there.
yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah, two people in there. I've only had like Banana came in there with me once, and Molly Burke came in there with me once, and like two, like when we do this show, the three of us are sharing a small couch together. But that in a booth meant for one, we were literally sitting like basically on each other's laps. With Molly, we left the door open because her boyfriend and her family and like everybody wanted to see. Like I felt weird just taking her away and
Yeah.
like locking her in a booth by myself. But when Banana and I did it, we needed the door closed to be able to do the unboxing and have the space that we needed. But yeah, it's a
Yeah.
tight. I never
You locked
planned.
Anthony in there,
Yeah, I did.
didn't you?
Anthony, help. And
Yeah, I remember.
that was one of my first videos that got taken off of YouTube or off of TikTok. That didn't have to do with
Really?
surfing or skateboarding because I was like, I captured the blind skater. And so then there's a clip of him in my booth going, help, he's trapped me in the booth. And something about their algorithm like labeled it unsafe or dangerous. I was like, it was a joke. We were kidding.
That is hilarious. I don't want to hold up the lines. I do want to ask you a really quick question.
Sure.
It's not a topic I really seen you discuss much, but I was talking to another blind person who used to live in my city, doesn't really anymore, but we're talking about how even when you live in a huge major city, you almost never run into any other blind people, even though statistically you should. And we were just talking about how difficult it was making friends in the blind community and meeting other blind people in real life outside of the internet.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask, like, what have your experiences or what are your insights as like meeting and making friends with other blind people in real life, and why the blind community, unlike other disabled communities, like, the deaf community, they're always hanging out with
Yeah,
each
they're
other. They all
tight.
know each
Deaf
other.
community's tight. I don't.
Oh, very tight.
I was so when I
They've
was
all dated each other and
yeah,
everything. They're
totally.
a tight community.
I didn't. I mean, I still don't. I don't know any blind people that I have not met outside of social media, honestly. And when I was
Yeah,
younger
same here.
and I was losing my eyesight, my mom wanted me to talk to some other blind people or people that were losing their eyesight. And I found very quickly, at least at that point in time, my age, their age, they were usually older. My mom wanted me to get like some perspective from some older blind people. I felt like the
Hmm.
conversation immediately got negative. Like because
Yeah.
because when you're, I'm blind and no one in my life is, and so there's nothing that I can communicate with them about that they will understand in terms of my disability.
Hmm.
I just don't talk about it. It doesn't come up. But as soon as you get another blind
Right.
person and you're like, oh my God, don't you hate it when you go to a new restaurant and you have no idea what to order? Or like, don't you hate it when you can't find the button to press to cross the street or something like that. Something that would never occur to a sighted person. When you start having those conversations with blind people, they relate, which is great that you can relate to them. However, I found that the conversations were just constantly, don't you hate it when? Doesn't it suck when? Isn't it awful when? And I was like, I don't
Or they
need
try
these
to one up
conversations.
you.
Yeah, kinda.
They're like, oh, you're not that blind.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm blinder.
yeah. I definitely had that too, because at that point, like I was going blind, and then I'd get these older people I was talking to, like, well, I'm completely blind. Lucky for you, you've still got light perception. I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to do a
I was
competition.
like, can I get some support where I'm at currently, please?
Yeah. I've been hit by 3 cars because I didn't see them coming. 3? I've been hit by 27. It's like, all right. So I intentionally didn't seek out a lot of blind acquaintances in my life, just because I did feel like the conversation tended towards negativity.
Well, I'm glad you're kind of changing that narrative. You're being open-minded, and you're creating like a welcoming, safe space, because it can, even online groups can kind of turn negative, or like, if you're not ready for a cane, or you're not ready or you don't want to learn Braille, and they make you feel like an idiot for not wanting to do things a certain way. But I just wanted to thank you for kind of creating a safe space, not just for blindness, visual impairment, but just kind of anyone and everyone to just kind of hang out and express themselves.
Well, that's cool to hear. I love this community. Yeah, I've changed my attitude on. I still don't have a lot of blind friends in my life, just because of proximity, I guess. But yeah, now the conversations I have, when I do have them, are a little more open. We're helping each other. And I feel like society, and again, when I was learning this, it was like the 90s, and there just wasn't a lot of technology out there. It was just like, this sucks, I can't read stuff. This sucks, I can't do stuff. But now the conversations are more like, hey, there's text to speech, there's audio description, there's AI. So the conversations have changed for a number of different reasons. And I think it's gotten a lot, the community itself has gotten a lot more positive and uplifting each other, I think. Sarah, thank you for the call tonight.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Check in with, thanks a lot. Oh, thanks. Sorry, I just lost you. I'm going to check in with, I'm going to check in with the clock, see what time it is. It is 8:35. All right.
What is the point of friendship?
What is the point of friendship? Should I call Banana and see what's going on? See what she's, she's probably getting ready for me to watch something. Let me, so I told her I'd be done at 8:30. It took me, I think she's texting me right now. It did take me 3 different. Oh, okay. That's there's just so much going on tonight. So I think we will wrap it up this evening. I'm sorry to anybody that didn't get to, I didn't get to your phone call, but let me fire off my music. Oop, that's not music. What the hell did I do? Yeah, it's just
At
one of those nights.
McChickener said hi.
Said hi. What's going on? So I'm going to be back next Tuesday by myself, next Wednesday with Banana
At
and
that
Brooks.
one drawing guy asks, I'm curious, how does he read chat like normal chat?
Well, you're hearing
it. Is there
it.
like a TTS for it?
Yeah, it was a lot of
At
work.
Jules
I use
Draw
something
said,
called
We love you, Goose.
Caster Labs Caffeinated is the program that I use.
Hi.
It's reading it out loud to me. You can hear it right now. Got me in some trouble this evening because the chat went a little out of hand. But yeah, I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my evening. I'll be back with you guys on Tuesday.
1324 said good night, Pete.
Good night, Dingo. Thanks for being in the chat. Thanks for being in all the chats.
It's all right, Pete.
Thanks, Jules.
At Hosiercraft 9675 said, oh hey, you're that blind guy. The first watch, aren't you?
Yep, I am that guy.
Pictures -1 said good night, Pete.
Good night, everybody. Good night,
At
Moon.
Hosiercraft
Good
9675 said hi.
Said hi. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here.
One
Be back Tuesday.
Said, oh, that's cool.
Have a good evening.
Didn't know lol. At Frontward 457 said darn it, good night. At Ryan Arcane said, oh hey, I know you. At Do 420 said good night, Pete.